Members and friends of MCC Boston, while we were away working to stay connected, GLBT2 folk continued to be under attack. Our old friend, televangelist Pat Robertson, famous for his hellfire and brimstone brand of religion, prophesies again that God will destroy America if LGBTQ people get any more rights. Robertson is particularly notorious for claiming God will destroy the world over her acceptance. On a recent show, he told his viewers that if the Equity Act passes, a righteous God will do to us what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. Earlier this year, Robertson blamed the coronavirus on same-sex marriage and claimed that there would be an atomic war if Christians can't discriminate against LGBTQ people. Pat Robinson and others like him are responsible for the vilification of queer folk, which leads to acts of violence and even death. This last month alone, we lost 2 more transgender women from southern Louisiana. On July 1st, Shakai Peters was found near the town of Oneida, and less than a week earlier, the body of Kay McCarty was found in Baton Rouge. That makes 18 transgender lives taken senselessly this year alone. These victims, like all of us, are loving partners, siblings, parents, family members, friends, and members of the community. They worked, they went to school, they went to church. They are someone's child, and more importantly, they are a child of God. Of course, as MCC, we also recognize the sad common factor in all of these deaths being the vilification of queer folk for supposedly not living as God intended. As queer Christians, we know nothing could be further from the truth. The only sure path forward in counteracting this information is through the telling of our queer Christian stories and the demonstration of our queer Christian works. That's why it's so important for MCCs to remain open and active around the world. So this week, pray for the loss of these lives and then continue to be present and active in this MCC community so you can help reframe the narrative as queer children of the Lord.
Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 13, verses 1 through 9, and 18 through 23. That same day, Jesus went out of the house and sat beside the sea. Such great crowds gathered around him that he got into a boat and sat there while the whole crowd stood on the beach. And he told them many things in parables, saying, "Listen, a sower went out to sow, and as he sowed, some seeds fell on the path, and the birds came and ate them up. Other seeds fell on rocky ground, where they did not have much soil, and they sprang up quickly, since they had no depth of soil. But when the sun rose, they were scorched, and since they had no root, they withered away. Other seeds fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked them. Other seeds fell on good soil, and brought forth grain, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. Let anyone with ears listen. Hear then the parable of the sower. When anyone hears the word of the kingdom and does not understand it, the evil one comes and snatches away what is sown in the heart. This is what was sown on the path. As for what was sown on rocky ground, this is the one who hears the word and immediately receives it with joy, yet such a person has no root, but endures only for a while. And when trouble or persecution arises on account of the word, that person immediately falls away. As for what was sown among thorns, this is the one who hears the word, but the cares of the world and the lure of wealth choke out the word, and it yields nothing. But as for what was sown on good soil, this is the one who hears the word and understands it, who indeed bears fruit and yields in one case 100-fold, in another 60, and in another 30.